Chat, I keep saying this. Average wage in Indonesia is around $500 a month. Yeah, that's average wage. Minimum wage, depending on the area, yeah, but some areas minimum wage is $200, some are $500, some are $550. It depends on the area itself, but average I would say around $400 to $500. If rent is $800, everyone will be homeless. You gotta remember, chat, I live in Indonesia, okay? If you don't earn that much, you don't spend that much. But it is still a lot because you don't earn that much. The cost of living is based on your location. It really is. I mean, what people usually do is they stay in a different area and then commute. Because when I say different area, it can be really close, as in like a 5-minute walk, and the price difference is like half. There are cases like that. So it's like you will see big fancy malls. Like you'll see big buildings and it's like Louis Vuitton, Versace. It's like big malls. Right behind that big mall is like a village. You know, it happens all the time. So it really depends on the area itself. But sometimes what people do is they know areas. So you live in like the cheaper one and you work in the more expensive one to hopefully earn a bit more. But yeah, it complicated. Rent where I am is like $1,300 for a 2-bedroom in a shitty area. Chat, how much is rent in where you live? Let's say not fancy. Like 1-bedroom apartment, not 2-bedroom. Okay. What is rent in your area for like a 1-bedroom apartment? 800 to 1 oh my god. Look it up. 2,300, 900, 1,700.
Around 1,800 US dollars RN.
What is the average cost of like wage? What is minimum wage? Actually, yeah. What is minimum wage in your area? $8.65. $15. Okay, I'm not doing math. Okay, give me month. Is that a possibility? Why is people giving me hours? Is that how you count minimum wage per hour? US average is 45K a year. Man, wait, why is your average either a year or an hour? Usually per hour or per year. Wait, why? Why not per month? Because rent is per month. Wouldn't it be easier if you just get your wage per month? No, I'm crazy. I don't know, man. Paychecks are not given on a monthly basis. What? How do you guys get paid? You get it weekly.
People are paid hourly.
Wait, what?
I live in a small town and it's about 1,000 US to 1,300 with minimum wage at $15 an hour. When I could get 40 hours a week, I made about $2,000 a month.
$2,000 a month. Salary usually pays monthly. Oh, is there a difference of salary and wage?
It's pretty rare in the US to be able to afford rent on minimum wage.
Oh, bro, that's just everywhere. Everywhere around the world nowadays, chat, a wage. Weekly or semi-monthly? Semi-monthly. Semi-monthly is bi-weekly, right? I don't fucking know. The word's confusing. That's cap. I'm salary and it's every 2 weeks. Okay, chat. Say yes or no. Okay, I'm gonna ask you a yes or no question. Do you get paid every month at the end of the month? Or do you not get paid every month at the end of the month? No, question mark. No, yes. No, yes, no. Oh, it's every 2 weeks or per week. Oh.
Every 2 weeks, I'm salaried.
Bro, here, if you are salaried, you get paid every end of the month. Weekly? Do you think it's better to get paid weekly or monthly? I think if I get paid weekly, I will die.
Michi, why did you ask 2 opposing questions and people had to answer yes or no?
Did I ask do you get paid by the end of the month, yes or no? There. And then chat said no. So that's weekly, easier to budget. Is weekly easier to budget? Bro, if I get paid weekly, I'll die. Decade. Because you spend more. It's like getting lunch money. Yearly is best. I too would like to wait 12 months to earn my income.
In Brazil, minimum wage is $259.75 per month.
Oh.
In the USA, hourly and salary are separate. Hourly are paid weekly. Salary are paid usually bi-weekly or monthly. Hourly is much harder to track yearly cost.
I see.
Imagine exercising self-control Chia 300. Chia 300. So you're telling me you'll work for 30 days straight and don't see a single cent of your labor until the end of the month?
Well, yes. Actually, no. You work around 25 to 24 days, not straight, because you get Saturday, Sunday, or 2 days in a week off. And then you don't see a single cent until the month end. Yes. That is how it works. That is always how it's worked. I have never once gotten paid weekly. Ever. So this concept is so insane to me. Chat, have you ever... Okay, for those of you that are not, but you are also rich. Back then?
American here.
Every job here is like that.
I had to get a second job because my first job was getting
I don't know what to tell you, chat. I don't know what to tell you, chat. If you come to Indonesia, right, you do not get paid weekly. You get paid monthly. And even when you're part-timing, not like full-timing, you get paid by the end of the month or in the start of the month. That's the system. So I did not know that like in different countries it's different. That's crazy. How does rent work? So usually with rent, it depends, right? But usually with rent, you can tell them what time you want to pay. As in like, let's say I get, like back then, when I was working in fashion, I got my income on the 2nd of every month. So if let's say it's like April, I work throughout April, I get my money on May 2nd. And then I work throughout May, I get my money on the 2nd of June. This only works, I think for February you get less. I'm not sure. It depends on how much days you work on February as well. And then I pay my rent on the end of the month. So around like I pay my rent on March 30th. I get my income on the 2nd of April. And then I hold on to it. And then I separate the money. And then I pay my rent on April 30th. Like that. Because you don't pay your rent every week. You pay your rent every month. And then you get your income every month. The only thing you pay for at that time when I was still working, the only thing that isn't
$1,000 Canadian
is electricity.
For a one-bedroom basement apartment
and
in
water.
a small town, heat and light included. That's relatively cheap, but my home, on an acreage, only cost $1,500 a month with heat and light included prior to moving. Minimum wage for full-time work is $2,500 a month, about $2,000 after taxes. The sad fact is I can't find 40 hours a week, so I work roughly 20 hours a week or $1,200 a month.
I see.
Thank God my landlord is chill and charges me half of the normal rate. Shit is wild, man. Hopefully I can find a second job. XD, can I get some luck? Miss Lucky Charms smiles.
Here's my luck.
So
don't give me money.
My area monthly is roughly 66,220,000.00 Indonesian monies, but that's monthly.
66 million. Holy shit. 66 juta. 66 million IDR monthly. Oh my goodness!
I got a job as a contracted engineering consultant a month and a half ago and have not been paid yet. Apparently the main client I have been working with hasn't paid the firm in like a year and they currently owe over $500,000
Oh my god! What the fuck?
Usually people get paid every 2 weeks or 2 times a month, in Canada at least. I've heard Australia is weekly. Hourly wages for jobs that you don't often know how many hours you will get, so they pay you different amounts per paycheck. Salary get consistent hours, so you get a consistent amount per paycheck.
I see.
Give no money, but I just robbed this guy.
Goddamn, chat, stop robbing each other. I see. That's crazy. Yeah, usually here you get paid monthly, but if let's say you work more hours, they total it to your monthly income. Something like that. So it's not very common to have it weekly. In our country, yeah. Because, I don't know, actually. I don't fucking know. I said because as if I know something. I don't. So that's just how you kind of live. But I guess if you say it that way, it does make sense to get your money weekly too. That you get to kind of see the fruits of your hard work faster. And that is nicer. You're used to it.
Just robbed me. Did they come this way?
Oh, he went to the left. Good luck, dude. That's why here, a lot of songs, movies, a lot of our jokes is like, yeah, you get it, it's the end of the month. You know what I mean? That's a lot of the things we say. Like, if there's any Indonesian in chat, you know there's a lot of songs that are like, di akhir bulan, where it's like, oh, in the end of the month, or like, yeah, you call it tanggal tua, which is the tanggal tua in English is like old time, but usually we make jokes, or there's a lot of jokes or statements talking about how the end of the month is always the hardest, because that's when you are the most broke, right? You've spent your money already, you spent it on living costs throughout the month, and at the end of the month you only have whatever is remaining. So that's like the time you're like really saving it, and then you get the money and you're like, I'm a king, and then the end of the month happens and you're like, oh,
I hope my Pro Mag stock is still there.
True. Usually what happens is in the end of the month, you're like, here's the usual life. Okay, the first 2 weeks, good.
I just saw some guy rob another guy in the middle of the street
No
and
way.
took all of his money before running down the alleyway. Crazy time we live in.
Yeah, man, that's
Here
nuts.
in Brazil you're paid monthly. Some jobs offer a 50% early payment in the middle of the month. And then there's overtime pay, nightly extra pay, job risk payment and other stuff. Overtime pay in my jobs until now has been twice the quote-unquote hourly rate you get paid.
I see. Did you get paid 1.5 times for any extra hours worked? Okay, I don't know for everyone, because every job is different. I worked in a fashion firm. You don't get paid overtime. Back in my day, when I was working in a fashion firm, you do not get overtime. So, well, because you get paid if you do your job, but we have so much to do, and most of the time you have to overtime
My
anyway.
mortgage back in Southern CA was
You
about
know.
11000000 month. It's about half that now after moving houses.
Aduh, Masya Allah, hati gua. Apa-apa sih. It makes sense because different countries, different
Most industry
income,
jobs
stuff
in
like
Canada
that.
are paid considerably higher.
But, oh my
Truck
God, the
drivers
numbers.
who haul groceries or goods make like 600 million IRD, while
Oh.
forestry truck drivers make more like 1.3 billion IRD. Homes
IRD?
typically cost 4 to 6 billion IRD, and I live in the middle of nowhere.
What is IRD?
Quick, someone robbed that guy. He just robbed me.
No way!
Did Michi work in a sweatshop?
No. Oh, I think they meant IDR. Oh, okay. Goods make like 600. What? Truck drivers who haul groceries make 600 million IDR. Yeah, it's okay because the living cost is also expensive. So it makes sense that you earn that much. I think. I don't know. The world is fucked, okay? But it depends on the job. In Indo, the cheapest like coin, the smallest currency coin we have is 100. 100 IDR. That is the smallest one. And then it goes from 100 to 500 to 1,000. 1,000 is the smallest in cash. The biggest in cash is 100,000. So $1, 1 USD is 13,000 IDR. Yeah, 200. 100, 200, 500. And then 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, 100. And last year, was it? Last year, we had a limited edition cash, which is 75,000 because of our 75th year of independence. And then they released 75,000. But that was only for a bit. Oh my God, you're right. 1 USD is 16. Oh my God. I'm sorry, I'm wrong. 1 USD is 16,000, not 13,000. 13,000 was 4 years ago. Life could be a dream. Life could be a dream. Shibabi booba baba, paradise up above. Shibabi booba baba, only one that I love. Life could be a dream, sweetheart. It's over, bro. It's over. 1 USD is 16.